and welcome to another edition of the Reverse Pivot Podcast. Steve McLeod at the Steve McLeod Studios. Great seeing you again, Stephen.
Hey, it's excellent to have you here in the studio. It's, we've been slogging away doing our trade and getting our relative basketball associations that we're involved with, getting to Christmas and having the NBL 1 conversations and senior rep teams together. It's a lot of work.
A lot of work, mate. And then right after, you guys are hosting the under 18.
Gold Coast. I'm not certain if they're coming to Cooma as well.
I know it is definitely
It's definitely a Carrara.
I think they probably could host it all there. But either way, are you on your break now?
I am doing a few things on Monday and Tuesday.
Okay.
But just here from home. I just got a couple of things I want to finish off, and then we got a break, and we're back on the 5th of Jan. Is that when you're back?
Yeah, relatively. They're doing our floors. So what we've tried to get, we're going to have a coaches clinic for all of our rep and club coaches on the 15th.
Yeah.
So we reached out to BQ. Alex McEwen has been kind enough to either get himself or Vaughn Mayberry or another senior rep to come and give us the FIBA points of emphasis. And most important to us, when is the appropriate time to speak to a referee during the game as it relates to the rules?
Well, I would never talk to them outside of the game.
Well, if they tell you we're not talking to you, period, then you don't talk to them.
Okay, I believe you.
We've had some issues with our under 18 boys. They're like outlaws. The technical fouls in the grand final, 5 techs. It's not on.
It's something, the Seahawks, where I'm involved, I'm unhappy with the behaviour in the domestic competition, and I think every association is having similar problems, and it's just not okay. Spectators, swearing, and coaches, we're not playing for sheep stations. Like, I get it. They want to have the best game they can, and I've watched my referees down at Seahawks, and they're young, but, mate, they're not too bad. They're really not too bad.
And I was at the semifinals at districts, so the girls played Logan, and they won. Not a complaint from either team.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm looking at the coaches, the referees, 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
They're the same age as, just a little bit older.
The referees, which I'm sure across the country we're short of. We're short of venues, and we put a lot of pressure on our referees. And then to make it worse, just the average people playing in whatever division they are feel that they have the right to abuse these people. And mate, like imagine if you're playing a game and you miss a shot and everyone abuses you. You'd get abused a lot in the game because most players miss a lot of shots.
You shouldn't expect a 19, 20-year-old referee to do an error-free game. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen at the NBL level.
But this thing that it's a bias, the referee is picking on our... Well, you know what? Why don't you just coach the game?
Just coach your team.
And guess what? You got to get a couple of bad calls. And you know who hides under all this, in my opinion, is coaches. Because people don't see their errors. People sitting in the stand don't identify their errors. But coaches make a shitload per game.
Oh, absolutely, mate.
Absolutely. I know that because I've coached a lot and I've made shitloads of mistakes.
I agree 100%. And players are going to make mistakes.
Players
Judgment calls, decision making.
Yeah, but that's part of our game. And when you take the pressure away from the referees and focus on the game, and you're right, can we talk to them? We should be able to have a civil conversation.
I think only as it relates to rules.
Correct.
Can
I ask you about why that call was? But you don't yell and scream at them and jump up and down. And look, I've done that in my early years of my life as a coach, but I've learned it's the wrong way.
It's the wrong way, mate. I mean, I was an ass, in early parts of the NBL. I mean, I was such an ass that Mal Speed campaigned both Adelaide and Brisbane to not hire me. That's what kind of level of asshole I was.
Yeah. So we're sharing this to anyone who wants to listen and share it amongst. Like I'm going to go hard in the new year. I'm going to definitely, if people don't want to toe the line, then go play in another association because it's just not okay, and it's not okay for your young kids to feel pressured. Coaches trying to intimidate them, and 150% spectators. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Just sit and watch the game. And most of you don't understand it. Right?
Yeah.
And even if you do, you don't get to be sitting in the stands and yelling at people. Like, I get it. You have a little bit of an emotion and you can go up and down, but move on. Just go, oh, damn, that was a foul. And it's over. Now move on.
Yeah. Let's get our introductions out of the way. Our sponsors. Big thank you to. Let's spin it around. Big Dog Sports, Ryan Stolberg, thank you so much, and we'll be hearing from us in the new year about re-upping. To Chris Weir at FIT Education, I got to tell you, we've got
to get him on.
I sat on the same table with Chris at the Brian Curl Academy graduation night. Big event. I was impressed. He said he's always willing and able. We might let Christmas go, and then we'll get him on. And then again, to Brian Curl and Brian Curl Basketball, the many great things. They just came back, arrived Thursday.
Taiwan.
From Taiwan, and the men did great. I think they went 8-2.
But what are they?
They played university
game?
teams. They played in a tournament.
Oh, okay.
Won the tournament. High school and colleges, because Taiwan is, their sports situation is just like the United States. You go high school to uni, scholarships to get to uni.
Yeah.
Really big in baseball and basketball, soccer. They're into it. So even though they're professional leagues, they have 2 leagues of 7 teams, which I guess there's not a lot of kumbaya being sung in Taiwan. Anyway, to our sponsors, thank you. Now, what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be talking about the NBL.
Yeah, I think we've been off the air for a few weeks, and there's a lot going on in the NBL.
Mate, I think there's a few teams that have really stepped up.
Correct.
To where you can say they're legitimate contenders.
But we'll at the end, we'll have a little bit of a who I think are going to be and you
There
think
you
are
go.
going to be the 6, and maybe even chat about who potentially, MVP, Rookie of the Year type thing, and we can bounce a few names off there. I mean, you never know.
Most improved?
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. I've got some views on that as well.
Great. Well, why don't you just take us straight in?
Let's talk it in alphabetical. But
Okay.
I want to talk about the Bullets last, though.
Yeah, we have a little deep dive into the Bullets.
Okay. And so the Adelaide, mate, definitely riding high on top of the ladder. They've won most of their close games. And you have to say that it's got something to do with a guy called Bryce Cotton. His assists are up 2.2 a game. Now, the guy that's getting the benefit of that is Humphreys.
Isaac Humphreys.
So one, he's got great hands. And he knows what he can and can't do. He does not. Humphreys is A grade. He can defend anyone in the league. Even up against JAL. I watched him the other day. JAL tried to back him down and got nowhere. Ended up throwing up some crazy hook shot. So, Cotton is a key to that. But there's some pretty good contributors in that team that you have to say, I've got a bit of mongrel in them. And I'm talking Flynn Cameron.
Yes.
I'm talking Cheatham.
Yes.
Big time. White coming off the bench has been the best I've seen him play. And really, he's picked up some defensive assignments where he's got down and dirty. And I take my hat off to him because I think that's the best I've seen him play. If their shots miss, if they rely on high volume shooting from Vazicek and Bryce.
Yeah, Vasiljevic coming off the bench now, but still explosive.
Well, he had 17.5 the other day, and he didn't play the second half because they said he was ill. But I would like to use the word resilient for them.
Good word.
Yeah. I mean, the other imports they got, I just forgot that guy's name. They've got him late because Bryce is playing. As
Well, did
an
you
Australian.
see that they? Oh no, not them. That's the Phoenix signed the kid that was NBA champion with the Warriors. He was with Ian. No, what's his name? Come on, Bruce.
Oh, Clark.
Clark.
The Melbourne have signed him, haven't they?
Phoenix.
Phoenix have, instead of that Martado or whatever his name was.
Maldonado.
Yeah. I didn't think he was too bad.
Well, I think they've still got a spot for a third import, do they not?
Yeah, I'm not sure. But
Well, let's go
let's
on.
stay in Adelaide. So
These
I don't
are
know,
all,
you
we're
got
going to
any,
go do it. So we're not going with Brisbane until
No.
the end because we're going to dive deep.
So when I use the word resilience with Adelaide, it's because they've grinded out a few games. I mean, we'll get to Perth later and how they've folded in games, but so let's go. You want to talk about Cairns? So we'll leave the Bullets out. We'll do them last. Let's do Cairns.
They lack talent. They lack the necessary talent to be considered a legit contender. It's good that Warnberg,
He made a difference.
he made a difference. He's healthy and he's back.
I like when he brings the ball down the floor. Actually, like it changes their look quite differently when he has the ball in his hand.
The $1 million man,
Oh, he was big last
Jack
game.
McVeigh.
He hasn't had that this year, but that was outstanding.
And again, he's had some injuries. I mean, because they are wafer thin. And, the center that was with United last year.
For Cairns, you're talking, what is his name? He's been around the league.
He's
Good
been
guy.
around the league. He's solid.
talking about being an Australian.
Smart move.
Yeah.
And then get out of Cairns. The next guy, I like their point guard.
Yeah, Andrews.
I like him.
Yeah, he's taken a bit to find his mojo, but he's a true point guard.
He's solid.
Yeah,
And then, they got to get some consistency with, Galloway. Both Galloways. It's like,
Well, I think the Sydney one has a greater upside. He's a better athlete and a better handle. The other one's a bit bigger.
Well, here's the thing. I was speaking to an NBL coach, ex-NBL coach, and he made the point of when they have the FIBA window, and Galloway, the one that's, I think it's Jalen, right? The one that's with Sydney.
He was outstanding.
Yeah, well, when you're playing Burma and Thailand, you know what I mean? Those things aren't a real, it's nothing like what you're going to see in the NBL.
No.
And he still works his D, his...
Yeah, but I mean, there's an upside to him. I watch him play D and I watch him run the floor. I think he's a good addition to the Sydney team. He plays with the right attitude. His Jimmy's isn't as good as it was in the Australian series when he was playing for Australia. But, there's more pressure when there's other guys on the team that you're not the man. They're like, hey, if you take that shot instead of Kendrick,
Yeah.
there's pressure.
I will say Mojave King has really impressed me.
Oh, in Cairns, he's been outstanding.
He's been great. So I think he's earned a spot, whether it's at Cairns or not, because they seem to be a revolving door. They just, I think they're well coached. I think they
it's a
just...
difficult one because if you're the people running Cairns and Adam stepped away and was going to be a consultant and then all of a sudden, hey, we're going to open the purse strings and we bring Jack McVeigh and we're going to bring these people. It didn't help that Wardenberg was injured straight off from the bat. I mean, that's that's as good as an import. But I can't see them getting off. They're in the bottom. They're not going to, in my
They're
opinion.
not legitimate contenders. They'll be in a dogfight. It looks like they're going to win it with Brisbane. But they've got some pluses, and it'll be interesting to see the head coach. Love him. He was Adam Ford. If he sticks it out, or are we going to go through that drama again?
I think he'd be disappointed where they're sitting in this season. There was a definite, as you said, the season has opened up and there's forming a bit of a gap between the top and the bottom. Let's talk about the Wild Hawks.
There you go. Well, in a word, first off, they losing Dell That guy was big time.
Trey Kell.
Kell, not Dell.
The third.
This is like a normal podcast. I can't remember guys' names. Losing Frawling. Sam was big. Losing Lee, the Korean kid.
Come on and got points from spread the floor. And like Dave O'Hickey's numbers are down. And it's not surprising because Trey Kell, like Dave, I love him. He's still the engine of that team. He's still the guy that does amazing things with loose balls and offensive boards. But he's also now got the responsibility of running the show.
Well, can I make a comment? I don't see a team that doesn't have a dynamic American point guard contesting for a championship.
You are 100% correct.
I mean, you know, United, we'll get to them. They've fallen on hard time. They've won one out of their last, five?
Yeah.
I like Foxwell. 10.
Southeast. Great.
But, you know, he'll have to prove me wrong.
But see, the beauty we're getting to Southeast is, you know,
Illawarra, there's a couple of things. Losing Sam, JaVale McGee is brilliant.
Yeah, but he can't win them the game on his own.
No, and Tyler Harvey is still, I think, a really good basketball player. Then you got, you know,
but Tyler's numbers are down.
Yeah.
Dave O'Hickey's numbers are down. You know, Tyler sounds like he's going to become an Australian as well. So that would be a smart move for him, I think.
Yeah, I think he loves, you know, who wouldn't love living in, you know, Wollongong.
It's a beautiful part of the world. And Peterson, the little guard, had a 42-point game, but he's been inconsistent other than that game.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, he looks like he can play, don't get me wrong. But when your team's losing, yeah, it's a different beast to be inside a team where you're trying to work out what's wrong here. We won the championship last year. But see, Davo was allowed to be Davo when Trell was on the floor.
Yes.
Whereas he has to bring the ball up and then most likely defending one of the better guards.
Yeah.
That's
an ask.
Big ask.
And while I really like his game, it ain't enough.
No.
And then you got, you know, in the big part, I've been really pleased with the kid from, I think he's from Townsville, Yates.
Yeah, he's a big body. He's gone in there.
And I don't know what's happened with Harry Frawling.
It seems like he's been pushed down the...
It looks like he may have suffered an injury.
Yeah.
But they're not big enough. They're not defensively. They're not there. I don't see them as a legitimate contender.
I agree.
They're the bottom three.
So let's get on to Melbourne.
Let's go on to Melbourne.
Interesting. Started the year off on fire with Illy out. They were out of the gates pretty well.
Yeah. Well, they won their first 9 in a row.
Correct. 9-0. And everyone's saying they're going to kill everyone. And
they look good.
You know, they're a well-coached group. They've got some great players. Finn Delaney is outstanding for them. But Illy, you know, he's hurt again. This is the third time this season.
Now, what is it? Is that a hamstring?
It's a hamstring again.
Before that was concussions.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's a bit of the Dave O'Hickey of United, you know. Goulding has been out and back in and out again. And, you know, he can do Goulding things. There's no question. But they need more than that.
Yeah.
Walker, like in those first 9 games, was tough as shit. He's been under a little bit of pressure in these in down fourth quarter in the games that they've lost. He's made some mistakes, you know, which happens. We all make mistakes, but he's made some critical ones in a couple of games. If you go back and watch the last quarter, just turnovers, bad decision on shot making. And this is a good time to talk about decision making, something completely hard to measure. It doesn't make a stat sheet unless you've got someone really smart statting it somehow.
Yeah.
Right? It's not something that the spectators see. It's not something, it's what coaches see and your teammates see. They know the guys that have got the IQ.
And I think there's still a lot of season to be played.
Oh, hell yeah.
And, you go around this once, twice, you start to see the strengths and weaknesses of your opponents. I think Walker's got an upside.
Oh, I mean, I take him here at the Bullets in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Krebs.
He started off incredibly well,
Yeah.
and then when some of the cavalry came back, he seemed to get pushed back down the...
Yeah, they were playing kids, that Wilson kid who played in the
He's
AFL.
hardly playing now.
He's not playing now. Earlier in the year, they were playing all these guys, and everyone was contributing.
Yes.
And again, long season. You had Illy come back. That may have taken away his minutes.
Edwards has missed a few games.
Edwards has missed a few games.
Like,
yeah.
while Krajlovic, or whatever his name,
He's a good backup.
admirable.
Yeah.
Very good player. Great, did a great job in Tassie.
Yeah.
He's doing a great job for Melbourne, but he's not a starter. He's a bit, he's a backup. Yeah, but Edwards is tough. Like, there's been a couple of good games when McGee and Edwards, JAL and Edwards, they've gone at each other, and I've actually enjoyed to see the bigs.
Yeah.
The games become, hey, it's positionless, it's 5 out, but it's still great to see some bigs influence the game.
Absolutely.
I love it. When Javal puts his head down, dominates, he's incredible.
Yeah,
and Edwards is as well.
Edwards is tough. He protects the rim.
Does.
Gets out and runs the floor. And I still consider them a legitimate contender.
Oh, they're in my 6.
Yeah.
I think they'll sort their, I think because they're relentless. So I use the word resilience for Adelaide. Melbourne are relentless. They will not leave a stone unturned to solve whatever it is that is in their hump. And he's a great coach. He'll sort that out.
Absolutely. Big fan. Who's next on our hit
We
parade?
have the New Zealand Breakers. Interesting one.
They have...
Fallen away.
Well,
Meninga. He's been
Meninga's been the real deal. Lopez hasn't been what I was expecting, consistently.
Yeah, I mean, he has started for them a lot more. He came off the bench a bit last year. When he seems to get it right, he's tough.
Oh, he's 6'10".
Runs,
He'll be
long arms.
I was speaking to an agent. He was out here, and he followed Gorgon. He went to he was at Perth, and then he went to the Southeast Melbourne game where they lost actually to Tassie down in Gippsland.
Yeah.
Because he had a couple of guys there that he wanted to see. New Zealand, they started the year with what they did last year with a slew of losses. I think they had 15 straight, maybe 16 losses from last year into this year.
Yeah.
Now, Cartwright. No, what's his name?
Jackson, Parker.
3 names. He's tough.
He is tough.
He's reliable. He's all about winning. Now there was talk about him becoming a Kiwi.
Oh really?
Yeah.
He's leading the assists per game.
Yeah,
He's tough. Cotton's points per game, McGee's rebounds per game, which is no surprise. Cotton's also leading in steals per game.
Yeah.
And his assist is up 2 per game. Like, Cotton is on another friggin' level.
He is. But, that Parker
Can
Cartwright.
we talk a bit about coaching? And while we're talking Cotton, I know we're just not finished with who are we on?
We're on New Zealand Breakers.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about small guard. Parker's that as well. And look, I wouldn't write New Zealand off, but I think they won't make it. But we'll get to that in the end. But
Well, they brought in Ty Webster, who, in the last game, I don't want to judge anybody on one game. He looks 2 steps slower than when he played for Perth.
yeah,
He looks attitudinal.
always has.
Yeah, it's not a look that wins me over. I
think
said this
there's-
at the start of the year, and I still believe, but he just hasn't piddled a drop, is Sean Bairstow.
He's gone down like Webster's gone straight in front of him.
Yeah.
And
So again, it could be
do
injuries.
you think there's some pressure on the coach?
They should be.
Because it's interesting that Boucher has put the guy who's the head coach of New Zealand as the assistant coach for the Breakers. Yeah.
And that is?
Herrera or something like that. I forget his name, but he's been around a long
Hanari.
time. No, not Harari. He's involved in the program for New Zealand. I should have looked at that guy's name.
It's okay.
But he.
So we have a producer.
But I reckon Boucher's deliberately put him there.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to be the whole New Zealand, as many New Zealanders as we can.
Wouldn't you get Finn Delaney?
Oh God, that was a big loss to them.
Jesus, he's and we'll talk about our all league selections at this point.
He was a bit. I think it took him a couple of games to get into the season, but he's now the real deal.
He's the real deal.
Defensively.
Yeah.
Like he's a
takes it to the hole, can shoot the three, can beat your man off the dribble. And this is something
loves
that
the contact.
Another NBL coach, I don't want to drop names, was saying, mate, we got to be careful because remember when Lamanis coached New Zealand?
Yeah,
they
won three
or four.
CJ
they could
playing.
have their entire national team, right, playing in this.
I mean, it would make sense because the Kiwis are great fans.
Absolutely.
And that would just make them so happy to have. And they've got more than they've had
see,
before.
I'd Flynn Cameron. I'd
Add
be
Flynn Cameron to them is a big deal.
Yeah, he's.
I can't see Melbourne letting go of him, though.
Well, that wouldn't be that. It'd be Adelaide. Flynn's with Adelaide.
No, Flynn Cameron.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But I mean, if I'm Dylan Boucher, I'm going after Flynn Cameron. I'm going after Delaney. I'm gonna, let's get our national team players here.
Well, just skip back to Adelaide and Flynn Delaney. I watched him in that Australia-New Zealand series.
Mm-hmm.
He's a bully.
Yes,
in a way that I love. Like he's
tough.
He doesn't care who he's defending. He got right into Dave O'Hickey's jockstrap and pushed him and said, "Come on, mate." He just looked at him and said, "Come on." And
wanted to have a go.
Oh hell yeah! And
welcomed the go.
Yeah, but he's hit some for Adelaide down the stretch. He's hit some big corner threes.
Now, you talking about Delaney and Melbourne, or are you
Cameron,
talking about Cameron?
Cameron.
Cameron's tough, mate, and he's bigger than I thought. He's got to be 6'5", a good 6'4".
He's strong.
Strong.
Like his dad.
And that makes things more... Cotton doesn't have to handle the ball all the time.
If Cameron can bring it up.
Yeah.
He can bring it up.
And he's a tough nut, mate. So,
I like him a lot.
So we would say that they're not a legitimate contender? They're going to upset some teams. You better be ready.
I'm calling them out. They might be 7th.
Yep. Okay. Who's next on your hit parade?
Perth. Interesting. Haven't they had an up and down season?
They sure have.
And I have never seen, I can't recall, Perth teams to lose games from leading as much as they were.
Chris Anstey made that comment on social media that it used to be so difficult to travel to Perth and win. It's not like that anymore.
Well, they're going over there not only winning, they've been stomped a couple of times. And
Sydney beat them by 29.
Yeah. And then to be up by 20 and lose to Adelaide and, there's, just watching they were playing a game there. Doolittle's key to them. So the last 3 games, he's averaged 5 points a game. Right, I don't know. I was watching the game that's just on TV now a bit before, and he was playing way
talent,
better.
Mate. JLA, JAL.
Yeah, he's great,
big time. Man.
I like the other kid that comes off the Carrera. Is his name something like that? He's a
import.
No, he's an Australian kid.
Oh,
yeah, starts with a K. I'll have to look that up. But he
comes
off the bench and he's doing. But Elijah Pepper has been...
Windler.
Pepper has been solid through them.
Henschel
hasn't up
a
and down, injured now. And you know who I think they're actually missing is Johnny's son.
Absolutely.
Because guess what? He's a point guard with a great IQ.
How about Drake? What position is he? Is he with Perth? He is, isn't he? Is that the guy they're interviewing right now? I mean, another.
Oh, that's Duke Jr.
Duke Jr. Is he a point? He doesn't look like a point guard.
He plays in the wing. He brings the ball down, but he hasn't lit it up at all. But he's showed a bit more today. But Pepper's the one that's, when they've needed someone to step up, he's been consistent. His numbers aren't huge because he doesn't overplay his hand.
Yeah.
But Perth, I think Perth will make it. We'll get to the 6. I think Perth will
You
get
think
there.
they're a legitimate
And
contender?
remember, who's been injured for them for a couple of games is Wagstaff. Now, I know he's played 4,000 years in the league, but he's that glue guy. He's the guy when things aren't going.
And you commented, Jalen really, John's son, high IQ, great decisions.
So people will look at him and they'll look at him like you made the mistake to look at Johnny when Johnny played.
Yeah.
You think, oh, look at that skinny kid there.
Made
Next
plays.
minute he'd just go bang, bang over the top of you and smart. Knew when to back cut, knew when to cut hard, knew when to change speed really well. Like Johnny was really good at it. He'd go at you really fast, then pull up, And he was long. He was longer
6'5".
Yeah.
He made plays.
I don't know with Jalen. He's not as tall as his dad, but he's a lefty.
Yeah.
Which, if you're a good lefty, they're often hard to defend.
Yeah.
They do a good job. So, I think Perth will get there.
Okay. Who's next on the hit parade?
We've got Southeast Melbourne. Now, have they been a...
They are legitimate contenders, in my mind.
And in the last 5 games... Well, Sobey, take my hat off to him. He's playing outstanding basketball.
How did we ever let him go, mate?
Yeah.
No,
Well,
it just doesn't
again,
make sense.
we'll get onto the Bullets and this sort of players that are left and why, right? But he's definitely outstanding. But I tell you who's been unbelievable is Jordan Holland.
Yes, he has.
His 3-point shooting, he hit 4 out of 4 in the last game they played. And that just
I think he's leading the league in 3-point field goal percentage, is he not? He's right up there.
Yeah. And that's Jordan Hunter. So guess what? Javal's not going out on that.
No.
He ain't going to chase that too hard.
No.
But all of a sudden, if you don't, he's going to knock it down. But the other guy that's done really well for him, and you don't look at him and think he's going to be, is Brown.
Yes.
With the long
Jonathan
hair,
Brown.
He's got an ugly looking shot, but his mid-range is efficient. He's tough on the boards. He's long. He's a competitor. He's played a long time in Europe. And, he would have played some big games in Europe.
So who's running the point for them? Is it Foxwell?
Sobey will bring it up at times. Foxwell will bring it up, and they've had that Matarador, the guy that...
Maldonado.
Donato. He's been bringing it up. The other import that came in late for them as well, he's solid. The skinny guy with sort of a long dreadlocks. He's got an Inar or something. He's got a funny name.
Well, they're making room now for Ian Clark. Is that his name, Ian Clark?
Yeah. So I thought I read today that Clark was going to Melbourne, but it's Southeast.
It's Southeast. And that...
And the Bullets should have picked him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I consider them legit. Their
100.
defense is... you got Glover, too, mate. That guy is a threat. He's the Vasil Zivic for that team.
The coach, I look at him and I think he yells and jumps up and down and carries on. But I tell you what, he's got them up and in the whole game. The whole game. They defend, and when Foxwell comes on, it's even more intense. Like they trap. The Bullets played them last night, and the Bullets had 28 turnovers, I think, for the game, and they had something like 9 turnovers in the first quarter. They couldn't get the ball over the halfway. We'll get back to that. So anyway, but again, that's as if you didn't know that's coming from Southeast. That's how they play.
That's how they play.
Yeah.
And they push the ball. And again, I'm giving Sobey a ton of credit. He could be an all-league. We'll talk about our all-league picks if that happened today.
Yeah.
Who's next?
We have, after Southeast, we then go to your friends and your very good friend, and someone that I'm glad to say that is a friend of mine as well, is Brian Gorgon in the Sydney Kings.
Celebrated his 850th game, and
That's
now,
incredible,
mate,
isn't it?
that's spending 12 years in China.
Yeah, how the hell do you...
You know what I mean? It's
How old's Gorge now?
he'll turn 73 in 26.
He's incredible. And so let's talk about that team. I mean, there's no question they've had a bumpy road. But they're on a good run at the moment. I think they've realistically missed, Kelly LePepe, and even the guy Spurgeon had a really good off-season NBL 1, starting to show he's a big body. It puts a lot of pressure on Cooks and the Brazilian guy. What's his name? Anyway.
Suarez,
yes. Who I like. But Cooks is sort of finding his mojo. And I love it when he gets a board and he turns and 2 dribbles, he's at halfway. And now he's got someone waiting for him in the keyway. And he's tough in that situation. If there's not a lot of help, he's going to spit on you, and he's gangly. He's a Leroy Loggins type guy. Like, you just can't get hold of the ball, right? And he comes down and he's pretty tough. When you get him coming at you one-on-one, you know what I mean?
So I've got some insight. You know, Delhi had that blood infection. He had a floor burn on his elbow. It got into his bursa.
Oh, shit.
So he's just working his way back. Bruce, they need both of those guys so they can get the ball out of Kendrick's hands.
So he gets it in the last 8 if needed.
Exactly. You know, or kick it ahead in open court and
If
go.
we don't get it in open court, back it out, run whatever they want to run.
Yeah,
And then if you haven't got anything else for anyone else in that next 8 seconds, you got to get it to Kendrick's hands.
Yeah, and against pressure, a lot of teams that like to get up and in, Cooks handles the ball.
Yeah.
Cooks will bring them up and get them into offense. But now that Delhi is back, they're getting more minutes out of him. I don't know why Bruce didn't play in their last, probably because their last 3 games, they go to Perth, 5 hours flight, turn around the next day, fly 4 hours to get to Melbourne, beat Melbourne in overtime.
Unbelievable game.
Fly to Sydney, drive 3 hours to Canberra. Adelaide's already there waiting for him, and get Adelaide in overtime.
Yeah.
Now, there's some guys like Qual. Is that how you pronounce it?
He's missing the next game. There's something wrong with him.
Knee.
He has been a over fouler. I know what that's like. I was very good at that. If there's one thing I played the game, I could foul.
Yep.
Qual was having trouble. He was always giving away a couple of silly fouls.
Yeah.
You know, they've obviously, the coaches are in his head, mate, don't give up those couple of fouls. And now you're getting to play more minutes.
Yeah.
And you have more influence on the game. And he is tough as hell.
He is tough.
I think Bryce had to work his absolute ring off.
Yeah. So did Goulding. Goulding was frustrated with, this guy's just in my jock.
Yeah.
But that Malach,
he's good too.
he's good. So he can kind of get more opportunity, while Qual, it's been a season-long thing, managing his knee.
Yeah, right.
Then Noy comes in and he's microwave.
Yeah.
I think they can get more out of Suarez. You know, Suarez is another one. You know, poor defensive decisions, fouling.
Yeah.
Right, but he can shoot the 3, spaces the floor, runs the floor, and then the kid Robinson. That
that was surprised. He was a DNP for the first 10 games.
But he shoots the shit out of it, and he's
smart. He doesn't turn the ball
over.
No,
and he's good size,
this
good,
is what
strong,
I'm talking
6'4".
IQ. He clearly,
Yeah.
Gorge trusts him, because here's a guy that does not play because they were doing whatever they're doing, and you can see that Brian's recognised, hey, we need something different out here on the floor. Someone who can shoot the ball,
Yes.
which he can, but someone who makes good decisions.
But I see them, and then particularly when Delhi gets stronger, and gets in better shape. Because, mate, you go into that, as soon as he went into the hospital to address the blood infection,
you lose.
he lost all of his strength, he lost all of his jam. And you could see in those games, like, man,
I've never
going
seen
2
him lean
minutes
over.
and, yeah, like I need a blow.
Yeah.
And then with Bruce was injured, that really hurt him. I mean,
Kendrick's
got to be the ball carrier all the time.
And the lead scorer.
And he's capable of that, but he's
I
much
just
better
say,
off
though,
the ball.
When they beat Adelaide in overtime, Kendrick, to put it into overtime, 5 seconds on the clock, man, everyone else looked like they were in slow motion.
Yeah.
It was incredible. I thought, he's not going to make that. And I got, oh my God, he's done an uncontested left-handed layup.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
He's great. So I consider them legitimate contenders.
Same. We discussed cans. I think it's time for our... Have we done Jack Jumpers?
No.
Okay, let's do this. I'm trying to use some words. They're physically tough. They defend the island. You're in a game when you play Tassie. Are they firing on all cylinders? Probably not on all cylinders, but to me, they're in the top 6.
Yeah, they're in a dogfight for it, right? Because we've said now Adelaide, pretty much when you look at the ladder now, Adelaide, Southeast Melbourne, Sydney's 4th, who's Melbourne, Perth. We're saying that they're, and I wouldn't say Perth's a lock. They just lost today, the Jack Jumpers, to Perth, at Perth.
Well, I'm looking at the schedule. So Adelaide 1, Melbourne 2, Southeast 3, Sydney 4, Perth 5, Jack Jumpers 6.
Right.
I cannot see New Zealand, who are next at 7th. I said to you, I think they'll finish 7th.
You don't see
Illawarra are the only team, I think.
What's their record now?
Illawarra are like 6-12, mate. The Bullets are 5-14. Cairns 5-13. Like Illawarra, but the Jack Jumpers are only 1-8. But they haven't been getting flogged.
No. They're the best. In my mind, they're the best coach team in it.
Yeah,
they make you play, and Magnay is still a great rim protector, great defender.
Yeah,
Josh Bannon's having a great year.
I wish he played like that, and it's not his fault. We'll get into the Bullets.
It's not his fault.
And I sort of, when he went to Tassie, good, but he's not doing what he had to do up here.
Yeah.
He's not dribbling the ball. He occasionally dribbles it up for him because he can. But in Brisbane, he was like nearly our point guard when he was on the court.
He makes plays,
But he's good in the Kiwi, mate.
Yeah.
He's got little funky stuff. And
so you can play, and they do. They roll him into the 5 spot.
And he's effective.
Yeah.
He's very effective.
They're just a really good, like the guy that Ben, the guard, I love him. You gave him
McDonald.
I like McDonald. Well, he's out. He's done.
Ben Air. He's got better.
Mate, he'd be on any team you pick.
He'd be but he's a cocky little shit, but he backs it up and he
backs it up.
He doesn't stand back. He was in a battle of words with JAL. He's like at JAL's
He's
waist.
feisty and mate, he has self-belief.
Yeah.
I think I take my hat off, and I agree with you. I don't see New Zealand. Maybe New Zealand can get on a run, but
New Zealand, Illawarra, big maybes.
Big maybes.
Cairns and Brisbane, not a chance in hell.
Well, should we do our deep dive into our Brisbane Bullets? First off, listeners, I'm a big Brisbane Bullet fan,
We're
as you are,
Bullet
Steve.
guys.
We're Bullet guys. We live in this town. We've
You
played
coached in
and
it. I
coached.
played there. I've
And
coached
you
there.
coached there. So I want to see him do well.
Same. And I like Mel Watts.
I think Mel Watts is, last year, he was the administrator of the year.
Yeah, I
Mel's
mean,
done some great things for this club.
The location that they've got as their headquarters and some of the sponsors that they've got things going in the TAFE, like out in schools. There's definitely that side of it is solid, but that will fall away in a heartbeat.
Well,
if they
the
don't
gimmicks,
solve this.
I don't care if they wear Space Jam uniforms. I
don't
don't
either.
care if we throw dolls into the crowd. All that stuff is promotion, get people there.
And that works when your team's doing well.
Exactly. But we just looked into this. So we know that Steve Woodbury, who's reached out to me for 2 years, is really wants this job.
And you know what? One of the greatest imports that ever stepped foot in this country. Like he would be, if you start talking about the top 10, 20, he's in there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But he's been coaching since he stopped
100%.
playing.
People
He's
don't
been in it,
realise how
yeah.
much coaching he's been doing.
Well, there's another guy who's currently coaching in Taiwan. His name is John Patrick.
Oh, yeah.
So he went to Stanford the same time as Vlahov.
Okay.
And he's won championships in Germany, in Japan.
Tough.
Well, Germany's tough because you're in the part of the Euro League. He's a winner, and he knows his stuff. So he's over there in the same club that Tom Wisman's at. Tom reached out to me, hey, John Patrick's really interested. I said, mate, here's the owner. The owner is Levian, Jason Levian.
Okay.
Now
can we come back to? Can we just finish with Stu Lash? Because I think I want to talk about the candidates because there's Trevor Gleeson.
I went down since the time that when Andre Lamanis was the coach, when Jason Levian became the majority owner. That was in September of 2020.
And guess who was with him at that point?
Are you talking about Lamanis, or are you talking?
Stu Lash.
Stu Lash has had
People
his.
don't realise that I met that guy 3 years ago at Nissan Arena, and his role was the fixer, the general manager of basketball, and
Lucky guy.
well, I get it. You have general manager of basketball that manages the coaches and the playing roster and is always looking to the future, right, and development. Now, let's rate him on head coaching. We'll get to that in a second. But let's just rate him on his front office skills. I would think it's a D.
Stu Lash, you mean?
Yeah. Mate, think of it. We've rotated 8 coaches in 5 years.
We've had a lot of coaches, mate.
We've lost great players. Nathan Sobey, Josh Bannon. Mate, that's Stu Lash's job.
Yeah.
Right, that's what he was doing before he decided that he was better.
Well, let's be really honest. Since Prather, and who it's sad because I really admire Casey Prather. I think he's
he's a warrior.
He's a warrior.
Looks
and
after his body.
He
He's
was
so unlucky with injury in the last tail end of the year. But you know what? That's when you're mid-30s and you've been a warrior for as long as he has. Your body eventually starts to.
They haven't been great in their import selection.
No.
And can we just go through there since they've taken ownership? So September of 20, they're mid-season, right? Or start of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, September. That starts in November. So they're 81 and 115. They have a 41% win-loss record. The best year they had since he owned them was Lamanis made the semi. They were 18. They made the quarters. They were 18 and 18. Stu stepped aside this year. They're 5 and 14, with DMAC taking over. Not Greg. Vanderjack, who was an interim coach and won 5 games for him. In the year, they only won 8. They've had some, James Duncan would have been, so he went 21 and 22.
But guess what? Who's made the decision on that coach?
That would be
Stu Lash and Levian.
correct. So Livian, it's not just Livian. He's
There's
got Kevin Martin, ex-NBA, Chris Middleton, current NBA,
Yep.
George Gervin. So it
Legend.
sounds like an all-male choir. And they only own 75% of the club. 25% is still owned by the NBL,
I didn't know that.
which means I would think that's Larry,
Yeah.
right? Kesselman, the owner, he owns the league. They still own 25%. They've been, now look at this year.
Mate, that's
Jalen Adams was a mistake that their research told them that, mate, he's not a pro.
Can I? Well, he may have been at one stage of his career when he got MVP, but he's always looked sully. He's always looked like not interested in his teammates. Yeah, but you're good mates with Gorge. Did the Bullets call him?
Yes,
And he answered honestly, no doubt.
yes.
What
And they
idiots.
still went with him.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I think
Because
that
they
was
wanted
a
a
bad.
name, right?
Well, you need a dynamic point guard.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't have, my Sydney Kings are on right now as we speak, in Cairns.
Yeah.
Wow. You got to have a good point guard in this thing. And I don't know if Delhi is that answer. I don't know if, Flynn Cameron is that answer.
Kendrick's not a true point guard because he scores so much, but neither's Cotton.
No, but he can swing. He can bring it up.
100%.
But
And both
they're
of
both
them-
similar. They're best when they're kick it ahead to him in the open court. They're trouble. Or mate, everything that we do in the half court, I want him touching the ball.
100%.
Cotton, Kendrick Davis. We don't have that. I mean, it was Casey Prather. He would make a play.
Yeah.
But I don't. I mean, so again, who's responsible for the talent that they brought in?
That would be the head coach who's just fell on his sword.
Well,
and I read
you would
somewhere,
think so.
please, if this is true, this is going to be hard to swallow. If it's true or not, it's just the rumours that are out there that Stu Lash is going to go back into, because they signed him for 3 years, like seriously, and he's
Jeez.
going to go back into the front office. Okay, can we rate this man's performance for the whole time he's been in this club, not just the coins that he's coached this year? Mate, I joked with you yesterday, and it makes sense to me. Qantas ring me up today and say, "Hey, Steve, we need you to fly an A380 to LA tomorrow." And I go, "You know what? I've been in the cockpit of a jet before. Can't be that hard, can it? Surely." Mate, there is not one. I've looked. I've tried to find on the planet where a professional basketball team, men or women, have coached with a committee. Here's this team that's already struggling for the last few years, right? And they decide this is the new year and they got to spend some money. And you bring a coach in that has never coached outside of high school. Now, you've been a player, an elite player. You need the person that controls the culture of the team and the direction of the team to be the head coach. Now, the assistants play massive roles, but there's no doubt about who's the boss. No doubt.
I agree 100%. And so you look back when these guys, Andre Lamonis,
Great coach.
great coach, and now probably making twice the money
Yeah.
in Japan. So these are all Stu Lash decisions, right? So James Duncan,
Bad
great
decision.
assistant.
Great assistant, but just not the right.
Well, 10 and 18, then 8 and 20, and they moved him on. I think at the time when, and that was a different CEO. That wasn't Mal.
No, that was
But
McLennan.
they had. That's him. But Sammy did a couple of games.
Sammy did a couple of games, and then the sort of brief that they gave him wasn't great in
No.
terms of hey, you go from being the role that you play in the club and you got to have a salary cut to take over the...
Yeah.
And there's no guarantee. And you got to start again stressed and you're on probation. Like, come on. Like,
Yeah. And then Greg, you know, and Vanderjack's
he
a
did
career
an admirable
coach.
job.
He did, you know, and then again, turnover, let's get Justin Schuler. And Schuler 13 and 15 and 12 and 17 and with a contract remaining shown the door. And look, the things that he did, it was under Schuler where I think Terrell Harrelson really made a step up.
Oh, man, if Terrell, I put my hand up and I've said it multiple times. I've been critical of Terrell, but the last 2 years / 3 years, he's been outstanding.
He's been outstanding. He's been our best player.
Oh, and if we didn't have him, we'd be flogged by more.
I think
But mate,
getting Mitch Norton in, and I love Mitch Norton. You talk about relentlessness, resilience. He's going to be a great backup.
but
right,
we're
and you
relying
need
on
that
him as a front line.
as a starting
and
point
I still
guard.
think he's not 100 after his injury. I think you can just see him just not quite as aggressive as he normally is, you know.
Yeah.
And mate, as you know, like to be a great defender, which he is, it takes a lot of gas out of you when a team like South East Melbourne are pressuring you full court, and you're the only guy that can get the ball over halfway.
Yeah, I don't know if Devers is hurt. I like what little bit I've seen of
He
him.
didn't get on last night, did he?
So he must be injured again.
The
rest of
guy
that
got the
talent,
ball up
mate.
was Taylor, the big guy. They ended
Taylor's okay.
up serviceable.
Yeah. And then Liberty, you know, he was here, he leaves, they brought him back. I haven't seen anything to say, hey, wow.
So,
you know.
mate, apparently left, you know, the mental health thing is a difficult thing to talk about. I feel sorry if that's really what you're going through, and I'm sure he was. But, mate, couldn't be helping his mental health coming back here to this.
Yeah. You know, you made a comment about in how are you as a player? I mean, you know, out of respect, you know, Stu, I listen to you and everything, but man, you don't give me any instruction.
Oh, you know, move the ball.
Yeah.
Is that between him telling the players to move the ball and now Vandy or D-Mac come in and draw something, or while I'm doing that, I'll just yell at the NBL CEO?
That was fascinating.
So, listeners, I have very good intel.
Well, I was sitting next to Lyndon.
That's right.
And-
Sitting next to the
We
CEO.
were sitting next
And
to the
here
CEO.
is a coach
and the
who's-
CEO of the league, too, mate.
Yeah. The
So-
CEO of the Bullets, CEO of the league, and Stu Lash spent most of the game yelling at the CEO of the league that the refereeing is poor. He could have equally reported right back to Stu and said, mate, well, you're fucking hopeless.
Coach your team.
Mate, I'm
Look,
sorry.
the talent.
We held back. Like, we knew this was a joke. It really was. It's
Well, I found
lack
it
of
really
respect. It's a
unusual.
lack of respect for the league, a lack of respect for the players, you know, a lack of respect for the sponsors, a lack of respect for the spectators.
While I'm really happy that D-Mac is now at the
D-Mac's a
helm.
great person, great human, so's Vandy.
Well, why would you overlook Vandy? I mean,
I mean,
So
who's
there's
making these decisions?
who's making these decisions? So
You know,
is Stu, you know, like from the as he's leaving the door, is it Stu that says no? Let's go with D-Mac.
Involved? So Mel, you may hear this, I don't know, but we both are fans of Mel, and I feel he's been thrown under the bus. Like you got to, you know, I know what it's like. You report to a board or an owner, and they tend to have their opinion, and they might go this way, and they've convinced him that this was going to work. Well, guess what? Mel's never coached a game of basketball in his life. He's a CEO of a sporting franchise. He doesn't need to coach the team. He doesn't need to have a basketball knowledge because he's surrounded by people supposedly.
Correct.
And they have not given him good advice.
Well, maybe Jason Levy, and he owns the Washington D.C. soccer team. Maybe he'll have a job for Stu.
Ted Lasso.
He's Ted Lasso.
But I have to stop saying that because I know I've said that privately to you many times. But Ted Lasso actually was successful.
Either way, they need better talent. Like, you bring in Bradkey's kid. I don't know if the kid can play or not. I mean, he's mop up time. I don't know if Jack Purchase is an NBL player. You don't play him.
Yeah, but the thing is, when it's struggling in front of them, and to stick up, because I know what it's like to be at the bottom end of a NBL roster. If they're not going well, God, there's the pressure on you when you actually get thrown out into the deep end.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy. Like, you miss a shot, you're off again.
You're off. You got to... And there was one game, I can't remember who it was, where Jack hit a couple of corner threes.
And then take him off.
Then he missed one.
Take him off.
And they took him off. Cal Dalton. Love him.
Great kid.
Good NBL 1 player.
Yeah.
Undersized.
And he in the early part of the season, he was very admirable. He bangs and defends bigs, but he's not going to give you many
came
points.
back. So, I look at it, the most disappointing to me is Dukas.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't look in shape. Physically, you look at him, it's like, mate, you'd want to keep your shirt on at the beach. At the pool, you're going to keep that shirt on.
He's very white. I don't think he goes to.
Well, he's also carrying a pelt. And I know he's got some chronic either foot or ankle injury, but he's been a major disappointment. Not consistent. And he's new to the league. I get it. You play with OKC and you've got an NBA trophy, but you're in the squad. And you definitely played some NBA. I was super excited about them signing Dukas because I thought, we're going to get a legitimate shooter. Yeah.
And you can see he's got a great release and a great shot, but it's been inconsistent. He actually looks better when he goes to the hoop, when he takes it to the rim.
Yeah.
But he needs to know his place. He needs to shut his mouth and play.
Yeah, and mate, the kid they got, Matthias, that came in, now he's got the hurt shoulder.
Yeah, he was solid.
He was solid, shot the ball beautifully.
Yeah, moved well.
Out of shape. I mean, you look at an athlete, just watch what we're looking over here. You look at Qual. If you're carrying over 5% body fat, mate, you're not in peak physical condition. So I'm looking at, mate, they need to retool. They need better talent.
Can I just drop a name that you and I got? I apologise to Marcus Lee that we didn't get
Marcus
his name.
Lee, we couldn't remember his name.
Yeah, great guy.
And as we're doing the podcast and our producers over there on social media, we have the Sydney Kings Cairns game on, which I really highly recommend. One of these times we should just do it. You be the commentator. You be Steve Quartermain, and I'll be the color commentator. I'll be Reggie Miller.
Okay.
So look,
you know what? I would love to do that. I think that'd be funny. We'll just do it on the live feed we'll work out how to do a live feed, and we'll just do it. Why not?
Possible, producer Kyle? We'll see.
Yeah.
Hey, so let's go back. So James Duncan, McKinnon, Vanderjack, Schuler. These were all Stu Lash recommendations. Correct. Jesus.
Or like when Sam didn't get a look in. You can't coach, but there's a report. I don't know if it's true or false, but they're saying that the American owners has to be an American coach. Like, please, come on. Don't disrespect our league like that. That's disrespectful.
Mate, you guys only own 75%.
Yeah, but it's disrespectful. There are very good coaches. Trevor Gleeson.
His name came up. I saw where Rob Bevage said no. Because, Bevo's no idiot.
Yeah.
Trevor's not a fool.
They're not going to come to a nutcase.
Not to this squad, mate. Not to this collection of talent. You need, again, I'd keep Mitch Norton. But you back it up, baby. You're a backup.
Yeah, you're not starting. I don't think Mitch has a problem with that.
I'd keep Sammy Mack.
Yes, if he does.
But you're a backup.
Yeah, Holt, again, big backup.
I'd keep Holt,
big body.
and I'd keep
He's
Cabral.
young. He struggles a bit laterally. He gets a few fouls.
He's a plow horse.
But he is a big unit.
Yeah.
And he goes hard, and he actually has a bit of a shot. Like his free throw is solid.
Okay, so you got your 2 5s, right?
Yeah,
The
Terrell,
big fuzzy Kiwi.
Smith Milner.
I'm sorry, I don't.
Yeah, he's had a good crack at, and but we need something new there.
Yeah, well, that's where I thought. Can Bratke play?
I don't know.
No, nobody knows.
Yeah.
Obviously not, or they'd be giving him some time ahead of Smith Milner, who's, he's ground bound. He is.
And
he shoots it nice.
He's been in the league for a long time, but at the end again, he's a little guy playing against bigs.
That's right. He's outmatched. So look, and I'm part of the Bullets support group.
Oh.
That really all they do is they just throw the boots in every game.
Oh,
on Facebook, and it's like, hey mate, the reality is, we are not talented enough, right, to be anywhere other than we're dead last.
I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. What do the Bullets hang their hat on? So if I go through our other teams that we've talked about, I would Southeast Melbourne defence,
Yes.
intensity, pace. Tassie, exactly the same. In your face, play hard.
Yes. Sydney.
Sydney, would you hang your hat on Sydney? I would say, obviously, they're better when they push the ball. Get Galloway, Cooks out.
Sure, but you need stops. You know what I mean?
So but you wouldn't hang your hat on their defence other than Qual.
Qual, Delhi, he's
Yeah.
a defender, mate.
Yeah.
I think all of them, when Cooks is a defender.
Let's ask, well, what do we hang our hat on? Look, you can go through the teams, even Cairns, but what do you hang? What are Bullets good at? Silence.
Well, what they have, they have either the first or second team all NBL center.
Yeah.
Tyrell's,
65% from the field, and
he disturbs shots. He's a banger.
Multiple games where I've seen them go straight to him, scores 2 points, doesn't touch the ball again for the quarter.
Again.
They
need. And I mentioned this in that group that our roster isn't an equal opportunity offense. When Prater was healthy, he needed to touch the ball every offensive possession because he makes plays. Tyrell should touch the ball every offensive possession.
Yeah.
Right? Unless we have a breakaway layup.
You push the ball. If you can score a good high percentage shot in the first 8 seconds, you take it, right? But if you don't, then you run whatever you run, and then but we know, like Sydney, if it was the last 8 seconds, who's got to get the ball in their hand?
No, Davis will get the ball in his hand. Cotton's getting the ball in his hand.
New Zealand.
Sobey will get the ball in his hand. Smell my finger.
Yeah.
Or Parker Cartwright. Yeah.
Even in Cairns, McVee will get the ball.
Yes.
Right? In Perth, to Doolittle or Winler
will
get the ball. There's two guys showing something. But I'm going to ask you, I noticed, I went through and looked at some of the games where the Bullets were sort of in the game, but you get into the fourth quarter and their shot quality just drops. Mate, the ball sticks in one player dribbling the shit out of the ball. Their defense assignments break down and teams scoring layups against them in the crunch time of the game.
Yeah.
So that tells me, what's your defensive principles? What are they?
Well,
they're not obvious to me.
Yeah, you got to start with your trans, and you bring in Patterson. Is that no? He's hurt, and he did well for them. Lamar did well, but the new guy they got, the left-handed kid, what's his name? The new one. So
Taylor.
And they spelled his name wrong. How about? You come in and you think, well, mate, what do you want me to do? I mean, we need you to score.
Yeah.
Right? And defend.
But is he scoring? Because I can't honestly say. I've looked at tape of him prior, and he's obviously played a fair bit.
Yeah.
Right? But is he getting the shots where he wants to get his shots?
Well, how do you, you know, what I mean, you got to be a high IQ, you got to be an unselfish guy. I got to find out what all my teammates' strengths are.
And then where do I fit in? But
And how do I fit
isn't
in?
that the coach's job?
Well, yes. And then, you know, Liberty Freeman, or Liberty Freeman. Is that another guy with a hyphen in his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, we love those. So he, you know, I'm coming back. Now, is my role the same as when I was first here? You know,
He comes on, well, he's coming off the bench.
it's
Like,
just
why is he coming off the bench?
one thing I'm certain Daryl will do, D-Mac, and I'm just blown away that they overlooked Greg, but you know, that's cool. Who knows what the culture, the dynamics of, you know, why that was at, but because, you know, D-Mac hasn't really been stunning in NBL 1. And
I mean, it's tough, mate. Like, this is not a league that you, like, if you don't, like, they've had guys, when you think about some of those names, other than Schuller, who's around the Melbourne club. I mean, Sam and obviously Vandy around, but they got 5 games or 2 games. Sam got 2 games and Vandy got 5. You got to know how to coach in this league, mate. You got to understand the other players. It is such a huge role in understanding, you know, like, you know, what do you need to put in place to make us effective? Like, you know, when you go in, like, I mean, Southeast and Adelaide, you know what you're getting. You know what's coming at you.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. And then, you know, they addressed, they made a big thing about their strength conditioning and wellness.
Well, it hasn't changed.
It hasn't changed.
No, and they're not the fittest looking team.
Not at all, mate. I mean, Milner, whatever, come on, man.
Yeah.
You know, you're walking around with 15% body fat.
Yeah.
Like I said about Dukas, you don't, Holt, when I was at that game, was like, man, this guy, you know, if he was on a sheet of ice, they'd beat him over the head and take his pelt. He was big. I mean,
Yeah, he
big.
could probably lose a little bit. I think he.
Well, if he can keep,
move.
you know, and he's got a hip, so, you know, I don't know if he had hip surgery or anything else, but again, if
It's
you're
a big
doing
body,
your
and
research,
he goes hard. Like as an Aussie, he's very handy.
true, but hey, anybody that's coming off a hip surgery, or if it's just a you know, you got to,
Well, he missed the first 10 games.
yeah, and
Now you're trying to fit him in the roster, and all these things. This is accumulative. All these little things, and yes, we've had some injuries, but welcome to sport.
yeah,
Right? And it's funny, when the team's going shit, they get the worst injuries because you make your own friggin' luck.
yeah.
And I don't know how you stat that, but it's 2 seasons in a row now. We've had some pretty bad injuries. But I want to talk about what do they need moving forward. Like, we've got no one late game. Got no one.
No.
Like, no Kendrick Davis, no Bryce Cotton, no, you know, there's players even in Cairns. You give it to McVeigh or Andrews.
Well, it was Prather, but
Yeah.
that's not an option.
Yeah. But Prather's scoring is not how Prather used to score. He's evolved his game because
Yes.
of his athleticism is reduced, and he's very efficient around, you know, 45 degrees to basket. He can back a guy down and turn and shoot. Nothing's flash, but effective. Now, if he had a great point guard playing with him,
They need a great point guard.
yeah, I just think the defense. Do they have non-negotiables? You know, like, and to people listening to us ramble here, non-negotiables are things. You know, if you, you know, we're only going to give so many offensive rebounds up. Like, that needs to be reduced.
Yes.
You know, who's our coverages in late ends of quarters, end of game? You know, like, like, I did not see them change anything defensively yet this season. I think I might have seen them do a press for about.
Well, they wanted to. The game that Lyndon and Jude and I, and we're sitting with Mal and the CEO of the league, they're begging Jalen Adams to get up the floor and meet the ball at three-quarter court. Well, he didn't want to, because Walker would have blown by him.
Yeah.
But Devers did. right? And look, they need a dynamic point guard. They need another guy, a guy that makes plays, including scoring, 6'7", 6'8", wing, right? Can make plays off the dribble. Is committed defensively, and then I'd get a guy of 4 that
mate,
can make plays.
When you're not travelling as well, and you think you can just play man to man at court to court and try to outscore the opposition, that ain't gonna work.
No,
Yeah, like
not with this talent.
So if you look up the other end of and the other teams, one travelling better, two they might have better talent on paper, right? You need to do a couple of things to mix it up. You run and jump. You trap for one play. You set a
Matchup
2-2-1
zone.
press after a scored free throw, not to steal the ball, just to change the pace of the game.
Yeah.
Like, make the opposition do something different. But if you let the same guy bring the ball up the court,
I think they're going to have to look hard. It's just not. Those are the 3 import players. Terrell's a must in my mind.
Yeah.
Holt I would keep because he can slap and bang with Terrell on the day to day.
Yeah.
I think McDaniels is a keeper.
Yeah, we just got to hopefully pray that he gets no more injuries, But he's been unlucky because they're not fitness industry. They're like rolling ankle type things.
So you look at the current Brisbane guys. Mojave King is a Brisbane kid.
Yeah.
Right? So
He was added to Cairns as an injury replacement, and he has been incredibly good.
well, exactly. Devers, I don't know what's going on with him now. When he was playing, when
He was
Adams,
up and in.
he was up and in, and he must be hurt or really lost his form. I don't know which one it is, but I don't see him. The kid Murray, the Kiwi,
He's okay.
he's a friendly ghost. He does nothing, mate. And what are you? Do you get out ahead of the ball? Do you get it to the rim? Are you a good spot up shooter? No. So
But
I
again,
don't,
where would his confidence be right now? His first year in the league, and he's had to have this circus. Mate, there's
that's
no other way
something
to describe it. It's been a circus.
yeah, this is where
I'm really
Stu, whoever it is that is the authority on our,
Next coach.
well, who's going to have the authority of picking the players? And is that coach? You need to be, players have to be attracted. Do you think they're attracted to play for Brian Gorgon?
I think it was Anstey that came out and said, with someone on TV, basically said, whoever coaches the Bullets next, they need to be given the key.
Correct.
Let them pick the players. Let them.
Absolutely must. I wouldn't look, and you got to do your research. You really got to dig in. But we got these 2 assistant coaches, and then you got Ollie Reed, who we've had on our podcast, who's coached in this league. We don't get any of our kids that play NBL 1 here. You know what I mean? There's like
No one can afford.
no, I mean, like you mean to tell me Tamari Wiggness couldn't help them?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And when I mentioned
because
it to Stu, he said,
he'd get that ball up the floor. If they
Correct.
If South East Melbourne would have pressured Tamari, he'd be pushing the ball
and you
over.
need guys that can run with him, mate.
Correct.
And so who would that be? Well, then I'd put Nordo in the 2, and I'd put Smack in the 3, and we're little, but they run. And I remember when Schuler had his mob, it's like, oh man, nobody's getting ahead of the ball. Nobody. Everybody's trailing. They're jogging on offense. And he made the change. He brought in Nordo, and he brought in Smack.
Yeah,
And
it
now
changed
now you run the floor. But I mean, it can't be. And I wouldn't have Stu making any decisions. I'm sorry, man.
I'm really. This is. Maybe we should have been honest. Like I was probably being respectful, which is new for me.
That's you. No, that's you.
And we like Mal, and we didn't want to bag the shit of what they're doing, and I feel sorry for Mal.
I do too.
Yeah, and I hope they can
But, you know, as you recall on the podcast, I love Mal. And I think he's done a great thing for the Brisbane Bullets. It's not Mal's fault that they've been inept.
He hasn't picked the players.
But he was the one that told Stu that you should put your hand up because you're a great leader of men.
But is that him covering?
Maybe, but hey, mate, know your lane.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your
and
lane.
He's really good at all the stuff.
He's
doing.
great in his lane.
Stay in
But
it.
you know, if one thing's for certain, if I'm Jason Levian and Middleton and Gervin and Keith Martin, John Martin, whatever, Kevin Martin, you're not making those decisions anymore,
Because you don't
Stu.
live here. This is not, how's that gone for you so far? Where you've influenced all that, it has gone pear shaped.
Yeah, you lose Sobey. You lose, you know, and that to me is
Sobey
just...
and Bannon.
Those two, how would we be with those two guys?
Helpful.
And the way they did it with Sobey about
It was poor.
culture and everything. He's your captain. You made him the captain. I thought he was competitive. I still do. You know. And
I mean, we joke because he's a grumpy player, but
he's
that's
Billy
it.
Jack.
Yeah, but that's who he is.
Real quick before we tie a bow in it, who's your all-star five?
Well, Cotton.
Yes.
You have to probably, you know, I know that they're similar, but just based on performance, Davis.
Yes.
It's a good question how you go from now. You know who I really like is Cheatham. You know,
Yes.
he's outstanding, mate.
Would JaVale McGee be a
Yes,
first
he
team?
would. So, you know, that's a tough one. I mean, I like Doolittle and Windler, but they're not quite consistent where they need to be. I mean, Edwards would be a pretty tough, but McGee wins the 5 spot. There's clearly...
I would also include, so I have Cotton, I have Davis, I have McGee, I have Sobey.
Yeah, you're right. I take Sobey, definitely. That's a good... I mean, Sobey, Cotton and Davis in the 1, 2, 3 would be pretty tough. And then they can each roll through each role. And you have McGee. So who's your 4-man? Doolittle would fit nice there because of his size.
Well, I would forget about position. I'd have Humphreys.
Yeah, interesting.
And I think Humphreys,
And Geordie Hunter not far behind.
yeah, but I'm not far behind, but I'd say Humphreys is the most improved player in my mind.
Well, if it's not him, Geordie would be up there as well.
Yeah. That wouldn't, you wouldn't go astray.
I mean,
Now,
that's a pretty tough 5.
now your second 5.
Boy, you probably... I'm just looking at the teams. You probably... Cartwright would probably get in the next 5.
Yes. Is that Parker Cartwright?
Yeah. Edwards, a big centre for Melbourne. It's competitive. It's a hard one. Edwards, JAL, which one of those do you pick? They're both competitive, but I probably... Just because I think Edwards gets up and down the floor and JAL's a bit of... When the ball touches his hand, it doesn't go anywhere else. If JL has the ball, he's shooting it. Edwards passes a bit more.
I would have Jack McVeigh.
Yeah.
I would have Will Magnay. And you know what else? Josh Bannon's right up there. And he'd be right up there in the most improved vote.
He'd make the 3rd team
I would definitely have Parker Cartwright.
in the guard.
Then, I don't know, man. Cooks. It's a hard one. You know, Windler.
Yeah, Windler's consistent.
Consistent.
More than Doolittle.
Yeah. Doolittle just hasn't produced. JLA or is it JAL?
JAL.
He's a handful. I would say that
when he gets it, it doesn't come out.
Meninga?
Oh boy, hasn't he been good this year?
He's been good. I would say as a second team. I mean, I'm sorry, Wollongong.
Mate, Geordie Hunter has to be up there, mate. I'm telling you, his numbers are
Well,
phenomenal.
he's contributing. You said they're in second place right now.
Yes.
Yeah, well, definitely.
Mate, and he's defending well. That's
Man, and they're
you
adding
don't-
Ian
you-
Clark into that mix. They're going to be trouble.
Yeah, so that's a good squad. Well, mate, that's been a good chat today.
It's been very good. I think we should tie this into a bow.
Yeah, I think so.
We're going to try to make sure all of our listeners, and don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, even though we don't have a lot of footage. We're still fun to listen to. Have a great Christmas.
Yes.
And
we'll try to get this
good
out
holidays.
pretty quick so it's relevant.
Well, we're going to turn this around in a day.
Okay, awesome.
That's why it's good to have our producer here. Thank you, Kyle, for your production skills.
It is lovely to see you, mate. And
don't forget to hit our website.
See ya.
Don't forget to hit our website. We're going to have some more posts in Coach's Corner. You got all of our episodes on there, and they're a thrill. Stevie, thank you.
Thank you, Bruce.
Okay, it's a wrap.